Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is the final shop for me for July, and this week I spent a grand total of $60.47. That leaves me still in an okay place for the month of June. So the first week of the month, I had a really big spend, much bigger than normal for me. It was $145.79. Then week two, we were at $52.61, and last week we were at $45.96. So grand total, we are at $304.83 for the month. I'm okay with that. I think that that's a really fair month considering that I had 1 week that was a huge spend, and also that I am showing some of the food that I am purchasing to make big batches of food for our dogs. We make all of their food. Plus, I've started to include a lot of household items in the shops that I'm showing you. So I feel really good about this. You can let me know what you think. We had a great week. We had some interesting meals, and check out what we were able to have. One good thing, we had worked really hard on getting down items out of the freezer, which meant that I had the opportunity to put more items into the freezer if I needed. So you'll have to see if I need it. So far this week, I have spent $51.17. This doesn't look like that many groceries for $51.17, but I feel like it's actually quite a bit of groceries. I shopped, and the handsome one did all the grocery shopping this week. I gave him a list, and he went to Sobeys, Superstore, and Giant Tiger. I'm not sure if you can tell here, it looks like 3 jars of pickles, but they are 2 liters. 2 liters of pickles were on sale at Sobeys for $3.49 each. So we got 3 jars, stock up. Obviously, this is going to last a while, but that's a phenomenal buy for pickles. It's double the size of a regular jar, and I'm going to say cheaper than a 1 liter jar just at regular price. So $3.49 each. Then we needed mayo. So normally I buy big sizes of mayo, like 1.8 liters, or maybe not that big, at Costco. But we were not at Costco. And this Hellmann's 1.42 liters, so a regular size jar of mayo is 890 milliliters, was on sale for $9.99 at Sobeys. $10 seems expensive, but when you consider that I would have been paying about $6 if I was lucky to get it on sale, and nothing was on sale this week, for the 890 milliliters, this was the best value this week. Next time I'm in Costco, I'll be a little more thoughtful. I really don't love the huge Costco size jars. We just have a regular size fridge, and I find that those big jars take up a lot of space. But it's such a good value unless I can get the smaller ones on sale. We got some more Caramel Macchiato International Delight. This was on sale at Sobeys for $5.99. And finishing up at Sobeys, they had boneless pork sirloin chops on for, I think, $2.88 a pound. So these are nice chops. We don't have any in the freezer at all. And we got 2 packages, one for $5.09 and one for $4.83. Really, like in hindsight, we probably should have picked up another package of those. Superstore, we were only in there for one thing and one thing only, and that was eggs. They are on sale this week for $3.99. This weekend, they are on slightly cheaper at Shoppers Drug Mart, but I wasn't going to be in a community where Shoppers Drug Mart was, so there's no point in driving specially to a community to save 40 cents. So 40 times 2, 80 cents. I'd just be spending way more on gas. So this week, the best buy on eggs was Superstore. Need 2 packages because this weekend we have been invited to a house anniversary. Friends of ours bought a house a year ago, and so they are having a 1-year anniversary of their first house, and it is a potluck, and I am taking deviled eggs. So 2 dozen, 1 dozen for us, 1 dozen for the deviled eggs. And then Giant Tiger. This was a phenomenal buy. $2.47 for the romaine hearts. 88 cents for the cucumber. And when the handsome one came back, he was like, look at this. That's pretty pathetic. That's pretty pathetic as a little cucumber. And he said that was the best one that they had there and you had it on the list. So I did want to get it. So still 88 cents. The next cheapest ones I think that were on in the flyer were around $1.50. So this was totally fine for 88 cents. And I had spinach on the list. It was on sale at Foodland, but Foodland is not in the main community where I grocery shop. So if I was driving by Foodland for any reason whatsoever, I would have picked it up there, but we were not going anywhere near a Foodland. So I said to the handsome one, please just get me spinach. We need spinach. It's on sale for, I think, $2.99 at Foodland. So if you can get close to that, I'll be happy without any extra trip. And he said it was, and he can't find the receipt. And he's pretty sure it was $1 more expensive than the romaine hearts. So we're going with $3.47, which I think is a reasonable price for not on sale. I didn't really look at this. Ooh, I probably wouldn't have picked this package myself, but we'll get those couple little ones out of there. We'll put some paper towel in the bottom because that was a tip from a viewer long ago. Put the paper towel on the bottom and it catches condensation and the spinach will last a lot longer. So there might be a few more things that I need to pick up. And if I do, we will definitely add the video in for those. But for now, $51 and change. And it got me 2 club packs of meat, two dozen eggs, a stockpile of pickles for the pantry because I actually have 1 bottle of pickles in the fridge plus still 1 more bottle of pickles in the pantry. So we won't be into these ones. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll open these ones and save the smaller bottle for closer to the winter. We tend to eat more pickles in the summer because I make pickle salad. So it's like a pasta salad and it's got pickles in it. And we do a lot of barbecues with things on the side like cut pickles, cut tomatoes, cut pieces of cheese. Plus on top of that, we make pickle dogs. So we tend to only do those things in the summer. So maybe when the one in the fridge is done, I'll break out one of these big bottles. And a club jar of mayo. Like I feel like it doesn't look like much, but I feel happy with the quantities that I got for the prices that I got. Sometimes things are an illusion. This has leftover rice in it. I am just going to dice up some of these vegetables, put it with the rice, perhaps put a little bit of salad dressing on it and make us just a quick cold rice salad for lunch today. All right, we're just going to use a little bit of this, kind of as a dressing. Not kind of as a dressing, as a dressing. It's incredibly hot today, so that's really nice, but makes you not have the hugest of appetites. Light lunch, and we'll have a much more robust supper. For supper tonight, we are going to have the leftover stir fry, the shrimp stir fry. We're going to cook it with lo mein noodles or ramen noodles tonight, and we are going to supplement it with some egg rolls that I'm going to pop in the air fryer. Pop these in the air fryer and I flip them over at the 7-minute mark. I put them in for 10 minutes. Ramen's pretty simple. Boiling water, drop in the ramen. It's mostly drained. I'm just going to put a little bit of soy sauce in here. We'll stir that up. And this is shrimp lo mein with chicken egg rolls. Took about 12 minutes to make total because the 10 minutes that the egg rolls were cooking, I was boiling the water and heating the rest of the stuff up. So very, very simple. I am boiling a dozen eggs, and these are going to turn into deviled eggs later this afternoon. They're done cooking, and now I have them soaking in cool water. This is actually the second cold water bath. For lunch today, we are going to have chicken strips in wraps. We have lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers for toppings if we want them. I'm going to put these in the air fryer just to keep it's a smaller item, but to keep the heat out of the house. I just flipped these over. We are at the halfway mark. We've got tomatoes and pickled peppers and cheese on both, mayo on the Handsome ones, and mustard on mine. Chicken strips are on, and now we will add lots of spinach. And we'll get these all wrapped up. I'm not that impressed with this spinach. This is 1 day old. And this is what they look like. I did turn mine upside down. It was coming apart. I have a few more items to add into the groceries. I redeemed $10 worth of PC Optimum points, and we're doing a little comparison. First of all, onions, $3.99. This is 3 pounds of onions. $1.26 for the tomato. And then I always look at those display cases that are by the cash, and they have like the cheaper $2.25 chips in them. So these ones are Hoops jalapeno. Sometimes I see Funyuns, and there's a couple other. I think there's like the little popcorn flavored twists. Trying to think of what the name is. Doesn't matter. And they're all $2.25, and you think, ooh, $2.25, chips are so expensive. That's a really good deal. And then I thought, but is it a really good deal? So, of course, to my benefit, now I have a Fritos barbecue corn chips and also Fritos jalapeno hoops. But I redeemed points, and we are doing a comparison. So the hoops at $2.25 have 150 grams in them. The Fritos jalapeno or barbecue corn chips, these were not on sale. They were just regular $4.99, and they have 340 grams. So I guess the hoops aren't that bad of a buy. You see the smaller bag and you think it's less, but of course it's less, but it's also much less in price. So I could get 300 grams if I bought 2 bags of these for $4.50, compared to the $4.99 of the barbecue corn chips for $3.40. And of course, if they were on sale, it would be equal in pricing. So I was surprised, I will say. The whole total for me was $13 and I'm going to say 57 cents. I don't have the receipt right on me. So I paid $3.57. So we'll just count that as onion and tomato, and the chips. The chips were free. Well, I guess mostly the tomato was free too. Sometimes it's nice to have some fun things. And we're not totally out of onions, but we were getting low on onions. And I have been watching for sales. I haven't really seen anything great. And $3.99 for 3 pounds, even at the regular price, was a pretty good deal considering nothing else is on sale this week. So I just decided to pick it up. We cook with a lot of onions. Let's get started with the deviled eggs. First, we got to peel them. Deviled eggs are relatively simple if you've never made them before. I am cutting each of them in half. Yolk goes in the bowl, and the halves of the eggs go in the container. Then when I've got everything done and all the yolks are in here, I will add mayo and whatever seasonings that I want. All right, just open the mayo. Let's get started. I added salt, pepper, paprika, and some onion flakes. We'll stir this up, and then I have one more little ingredient to add, but it's a secret. It's my secret ingredient, so I can't share that. The stuffing looks great, and now I just need to get it in to the egg halves, and I usually just drop it in with a spoon. I know some people do fancy things like squeeze it in with a pastry bag. Yeah, that's not me. I'm just very low tech, low fancy. Okay, all of the stuffing is in, and now very carefully I'll put the paprika on everything. And how lovely do these look? I'm going to get them in the fridge to chill, chill, chill. I had no idea the regular price of these was $4.19 for one. And you had your own egg. Wow. We've got some whole chickens on sale here for 50% off. So it would bring the price down to $7. That's a really reasonable price. When you look through, you can see 1.842, 1.762, 1.540. So you can see the definitely pick through and get the bigger ones. And I like how these are packaged and they'll fit in the freezer better flat. So I just saw a guy over here looking at these chickens, and I tried to convince him to get one of these chickens. And if you'll look, so 1.712 kgs, this chicken is $23.75. This one is a bigger chicken, and because it's 50% off, I'm going to get it for $7. And guess what? He didn't get one. Even when you're looking at these smaller chickens, or the cheaper bagged chickens. So this one's 1.87 kgs. And it's still $19.81. And then over here we've got the PC chickens. Let me find one that is a comparable size. There isn't one that's as big as the one I have. This one here, this is the biggest one, and it's still $17, and I'm getting mine for $7. There's some things that I just can't resist, and an amazing deal on whole chickens is one of them. I am still being very conscientious because we had that very big spend at the beginning of the month. So I decided to redeem points for this. The chickens were marked at $14 and 50% off. And I did some really loose calculations while I was in the aisle. That worked out to $1.75 a pound. But when I actually got to the cash, the chickens rang in at $13 a piece. So I actually only spent $26 on chickens. And then I was at $26 and I thought, geez, I should just pick up a couple things to bump me to that $30 price point so that I could redeem $30 worth of points. So I got some buns. So those were $3.49 minus 50% off, so $1.75. Those are hot dog buns. And it's the kind of the season for ice cream, and ice cream seems to be on sale everywhere. And I saw this peanut butter syrup on a markdown rack, and I thought that would be just a nice thing to bump us up over the dollar value. So you can see here our grand total was $30.73, and I redeemed 30 loyalty, which means I paid 73 cents for these chickens. And so what happened when I walked in the door is the handsome one came out to help me, and he was carrying the bags, and he was like, "What is in this?" And I laughed and said, "Rocks." And he said, "Seriously?" And I said, "No, it's not rocks. It's chickens." And he said, "Chickens? Where are we going to put these chickens?" And I said, "Well, we are going to have one tomorrow night for supper. So that's one of them. We're just going to cook it. It can go right in the fridge and we'll eat this tomorrow." And then the other three, we have made quite a lot of space in the freezer. But the great thing about these chickens is that they're packaged flat. I mean, I know this is not flat, but it is flat. And so these will stack a lot better in the freezer. I know that we have space for these. I've been in there quite a bit lately. We definitely, and I just couldn't leave them there for $6.50. Now, you might be wondering, what is this paper bag? So I'm at the cash. I am buying my $30.73 and then paying 73 cents. All this stuff was marked down, so I was standing there while the customer service girl was overriding everything so that I could pay. And I just kind of looked up and I saw someone from the it's not the vegetable department, the produce department was loading things like bags or items into the flash food freezer, which is located at the front of the store. That my local Sobeys, that's located at the front of the store, right by where self-checkout is. So I quickly whipped out my app and thought, oh my gosh, like what good luck is this? And so I got a flash food box, and I haven't even unpacked it yet. So this is my unboxing and your unboxing, at the same time. So this is looking really good. Got some peppers, tomatoes, carrots, 2 little bundles of carrots, and more peppers. I see broccoli and cauliflower. And of course, someone just shakes his head when he sees this stuff. These are in amazing shape. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they need to, no, like really, there's nothing wrong with that. These are like brand new. Okay, so this was $5. Woo! $5, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 peppers, some carrots, and you can see that they have broken off some bad parts on some of the carrots, cauliflower, and a small broccoli. I think that's a phenomenal buy. I am extremely happy with this. Yay! So $5 for this, 73 cents for that, so an additional $5.73 added into the week. The handsome one wants to have burgers tonight, so I've washed a couple potatoes and I'm going to make fries, home fries, and just throw them in the air fryer. So the potatoes have been tossed in vegetable oil, and now we're going to get them in the basket in the air fryer. Burgers are done, fries are done. We need to get all of our toppings on, and then we can eat. Today, we're just having burgers and fries. Jalapeno burger for the handsome one, and a Gouda burger for me. We have plates of cheese, pickles, pepperoni, and crackers. So these are little charcuterie plates. Beer can chicken for supper tonight. We have the chicken on. We are going to put a rub on the chicken, and then we're just going to get it right on the barbecue. I had purchased broccoli last week, and then I got another small broccoli in the flash food box, and I got some cauliflower in the flash food box. So I thought I would make a broccoli cauliflower salad. First, I took out the core. And for anybody that's curious, the broccoli cauliflower salad, I'm making it exactly as I would make a broccoli salad, except it's going to be a mix of broccoli and cauliflower. Lots of cauliflower and broccoli cut already, but what I wanted to show is the thick stalks of the broccoli. I peel those and I will dice this. They're nice and tender once you peel them, and they're delicious in a salad, and they have the consistency of a raw apple. I am taking a break from salad making, to check on the chicken. That looks really good. I moved the salad into a bigger bowl for stirring purposes. I have added cranberries, slivered almonds, and bacon bits. I have to add in, and red onions. And I need to add in grated cheese and then make the sauce. Salad is done. The sauce is a mixture of mayo, vinegar, and sugar. You can use a sugar substitute, you can use Miracle Whip or salad dressing. It's just a mixture of those together, and I'm going to get this, I've got it back in the yellow bowl, and I've got to get it in the fridge to chill for as long as it has before supper. Barbecue chicken, baked potatoes, and cauliflower broccoli salad for supper. Very excited. Everything smells delicious, looks delicious. I feel like I just keep spending money this week. However, hear me out. Here's the excuses. Hear me out. Anyone that's been following along knows that I like the Flash Food app. This is an app that you can download, and if your local stores are participating, so locally for me, that would be Superstore, participating in the app, they post food, perishable items that are getting very close to the best before date so that they can rescue the food before it spoils or goes to waste. You can look at the items on the app and choose them. Well, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago, I learned of a new app called Food Hero, and locally that is being used by Sobeys and Foodland. And interestingly enough, two Foodlands close to me, two Sobeys close to me, all have items on the app. So I've been following along, just been watching. And there's a lot more items on the Food Hero app than there is on the Flash Food app. Now, Flash Food is all fresh items. So a lot of it is vegetables, dairy, meat, but it's still fresh meat. Anything that is perishable. The Food Hero app, they freeze the items. So as the items are getting close to their best before date, a lot of the stores will mark them down with stickers, save $1, save $2, whatever that happens to be, and you can buy those just in store with those discount stickers on them. But if those items are not selling, they are now freezing them, posting them on the site, and I didn't realize this. I went on there earlier today, and they offered me a credit. You're new, you had signed up, here is a $5 credit. So I thought, okay, yeah, I definitely want to do this. The handsome one was in town, so I could get him to pick up the items. So I did. I bought a few things. I went through my local Foodland because I knew he was going to be driving right past that. I bought 2 items of meat, 2 items that were bakery items, and they have the categories separated. I think they're called meal replacements, would be things like store-ready pizzas, like entrees, frozen entrees, stuff like that. They have meat and poultry, they have fish and seafood, and then they have a bakery department. And then they list all of the items. Now, I just bought enough to get the $5 free, but I didn't get the $5 free. So the way that it worked is I had a couple items in my cart and it was totaling about $6, and I got $3.10 free. So I thought, if I add one more thing, maybe that will bump me up where I will get the free $5 discount amount. So I did. So you can see I paid $8 and change, and I saved $5, and I'm going to show you what I got and the printout they gave me. So these are my items. This cost me out of pocket $8.61. What had interested me in the beginning were these boneless pork loin rib chops. This was a really good buy anyways, $6.59 a kg, $4.90. And if I bought it in store, it would have been $3.90, but on the app, it was $2.45. Next thing that caught my eye was this brown bread. Yes, I know I can make my own brown bread, but we don't have any bread right now. We don't have any brown bread. And I just thought, oh, that would be nice to have. And I'm going to use my $5 credit. So this was $4.79 regular. If I bought it in store, it would have been $2.79. But on the app, it was $2.39. So 50% off of this. Those 2 items did not get me to $5. So I thought, okay, well, I want to be able to use my $5 credit. So I looked for another item and I thought, well, maybe we should have some butter Greek yogurt cherry croissants. These would have been $6.49 in store, and then once the markdown sticker, $4.49. But I got them on the Food Hero app for $3.24. So that bumped me over the $5 point. But what I didn't realize is I didn't just automatically get the $5. They gave me a prorated amount of the $5 based on what my spend was. So I was getting about $3.10 free. So I thought, let me take one more look through. We'll see if we can find anything that might work for us. I want my free $5. And I found this beef stewing meat. So regular $10.39 in store, it would have been $7.39. And on the app, it was $5.19. So that bumped my whole order was about I'm going to say $12.60. I saved the $5 and I paid $8.61. So $8.61 plus $5 would have been the total. I'm pretty happy with all of this, and I will add this into my budget, but I don't really consider this out of my weekly grocery budget because I was very interested in the app. I wanted to see how it worked. I was willing to spend a little bit of money to kind of try to figure it out, get my $5 free, and get a couple things that we would want. They had someone pick this up. He went into the meat counter, said he was there to pick up an order. They asked for the name that it was under, and then came back with all of these items were bundled together in a brown paper bag with an elastic around it. And this little printout was in the, tucked under the elastic. Food Hero Customer Product Handling Guidelines. We have joined forces with Food Hero to offer products as part of our mission to combat food waste. Perfect. I love combating food waste. This product was frozen on or before its best before date. Product is good for consumption for at least 90 days if kept frozen. And when thawed, it should be cooked within 24 hours. Do not refreeze. Okay, good instructions. For refrigerated items, it is recommended that you consume within 24 hours after purchase and not past the best before or expiration date. Pricing in store or on product may differ. In-store offers, including Enjoy Tonight offers, Scene Plus loyalty program, and member day discounts are not available for purchases made through the Food Hero app. Well, that makes sense because they're already marking this stuff way down, so they're not going to offer more incentives on top of it. Anyways, I'm pretty excited about this. We're letting this and this thaw for consumption right away. We are going to use this for the next big batch of food for the dogs, and we're going to throw this in the freezer, and this will either be for us for some kind of a stew or, again, another big batch of food for the dogs at some point in the future. I'm pretty happy with all of these items, and I really enjoyed using the app, figuring out how it worked for me. I will admit, I said I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and I've been following along, watching all of the sites that are local to me, watching the items that they post, and kind of getting an idea of the type of items that they posted, what things were of interest to me. Anyways, I'm really excited. Now that we have this brown bread, I am going to make grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch. So far so good. I'm excited. I haven't had grilled cheese in a while. Getting nice and golden brown. Some of my cheese fell out. Oh yeah, grilled cheese on brown bread. This is leftover chicken. We are going to use some of this tonight with mayo. We're going to make chicken salad sandwich. I want pickles also in my chicken salad. The handsome one doesn't want any, so I'll make it, take his out, then add some more things into mine. This wasn't the plan for tonight. We were going to have pork chops tonight, and then again tomorrow night get back to the chicken just to give us a break. But we're out of propane, so we are switching things up, and we will have the chicken now. I have my chicken prepared. In this bowl, there's some of the skin, both of the wings, some of the bones, but I still have the rest of the carcass, which is not a lot, in the fridge with some more meat. I'll say, when you're making something where the main ingredient is like a salad, chicken salad like this, it uses up a lot more meat than if you were putting something like this in a casserole. All right, chicken salad with pickles, and then also add tomatoes and olives. And this is chicken salad topped with tomatoes, cucumber, and olives. And we are gonna just load them up with lettuce. And we'll get them wrapped up. Oh, they both have salt and pepper on them. These look amazing. Chicken salad wraps with leftover broccoli cauliflower salad from yesterday. It's really nice to have a cold supper tonight. It is extremely humid. It started raining like mad, and the weather is just kind of crummy. Good day not to have the oven on. I don't usually have breakfast or morning snacks, but I am at an all-day seminar today for work, and it is the morning break. So I am going to heat up one of these little cherry I don't know, croissant turnovers, whatever they want to call it, and have it at break time. This is a portion of a jar of sauce that I had in the fridge. I just want to get this used up. So I'm going to make a quick pasta. There's some fusilli in here for lunch. Nothing super large. Might throw in some spinach and maybe some bacon bits. All right, this is lunch, and I'm adding just a spoonful of salsa into my bowl, and we'll get this stirred up together just to give it a little extra oomph. I like it like this. The handsome one does not, so his is just going to be normal. There. Tonight we are having chicken burgers. Yes, that's what these are, underneath the old cheddar. I'm very excited about this. We haven't had chicken burgers in a long time. Chicken burgers with more broccoli cauliflower salad. So good. I enjoyed the grilled cheese earlier this week. I'm definitely going to have some kind of a sandwich today for lunch. I don't even know, I haven't decided yet. Should I have a toasted tomato sandwich or should I have another grilled cheese sandwich? I don't have tons of tomato left, but I should probably use it up. Maybe that's what I'll have. Let's get some tomatoes sliced on my toasted tomato sandwiches. I also like cheese and onions. So disappointingly, we did not take a butter out to replace the remnants left of this. So I just grabbed one out of the freezer, but obviously it's frozen, so I'm not using that for my sandwiches today. I'll use the rest of this butter, and I will default to some margarine that I have in the fridge while this one is thawing. And yeah, just kind of keep in the back of my mind, there is still butter in the freezer, but I think the new flyers became available digitally today, and I was checking myself and the Handsome One's special offers for PC Optimum, and I'm pretty sure that he had a special offer for butter, so I might max that out on next week's grocery budget just to kind of restock butter. I'm always watching for butter to be on sale. We use a lot of butter. There was enough butter that I didn't actually even need to use any margarine at all. And for those of you who are curious, lots of people would be putting mayo on a toasted tomato sandwich. But as you know, I don't like a lot of sauces in general. I would never choose mayo as a topping or spread for on a sandwich or a burger. I will eat it if it is in like a salad, egg salad, tuna salad, in a dressing like a broccoli salad. If I'm making it, I just don't eat a lot of dressings or spreads. So butter for me makes me happy, and I always like to put it on right away as soon as the toast comes out of the toaster so that it melts because the toast is still warm. Let's get some onions and some cheese. Onions added, lots of salt and pepper. Now let's get the cheese. Opening my first 2-liter jar of Dills from Sobeys. That's good. I want that one. Okay. And I might have one more small one. That one. Oh my goodness. Awesome. Yay! Toasted tomato sandwich with cheese and pickles. One thing I'm famous for is coming up with what I call concoctions. They're kind of like experiments. So I was doing a little cleanup in the fridge, and I found this cilantro lime sauce. everything sauce that I got in Costco, I'm going to say like 3 weeks ago, and maybe it was longer than that. No, about 3 weeks ago. So we forgot about it. We need to use it up. We were thinking we wanted something a little different tonight, but we have this chicken that we have left over. So I initially had been thinking of making barbecue chicken nachos, but we've decided we are going to make cilantro lime nachos. We are going to have some fresh peppers, mushrooms. This is onions. I've got black olives in here. We've got cheese. And we are going to, the handsome one wants pickled peppers. So we are going to make some loaded cilantro lime nachos. First, we've started with our nachos. I've got the oven preheating to 350. I decided not to use any of the fresh peppers. So it's all pickled peppers, black olives, mushrooms, and onions. I have diced chicken, and we are just going to douse this, or so I think. We're just going to douse this with the cilantro lime sauce and give it a really good stir. Smells good. So we've got everything on. You can see the chicken covered in cheese. The oven is preheated. So let's get this in there now. All right. These look absolutely amazing. They smell great. We are going to eat. We're actually going to serve this with salsa, and that's homemade salsa and sour cream. If you haven't been following along my container gardening series, you may be curious of how I am making out with my little window herb garden. And I will tell you I was making out not good. Not very good at all. What I have left of those original ones that I planted is here. This is basil in here, and this is one sage, which is still hanging on. I had one very small, pathetic parsley, and everything else died or didn't germinate at all. We were on our way to a function last Saturday, and it was a potluck. So, of course, in this video, you will see what I made to take to the potluck, but there is nothing showing I did not take videos in someone else's home. But on the way there, we saw a little setup at a convenience store that had a bunch of plants. And so we thought we'd stop just to take a look. We've been struggling with some of our tomatoes. So anyways, we were just stopping to take a look, and they had everything marked down to 25 cents. And they had some herbs. So we picked up some herbs. So I've got parsley here, and there was one little slender one that I have kept that I grew myself. This is basil. This is dark opal basil, or I want to call it red leaf basil. This is, no, what is this? This is sage. This is sage, and this is oregano. And I did end up getting some tomatoes, 2 6-packs. So for $2.59, I was able to get these herbs, which I am hoping that I will not have issues with. And I was able to get some tomatoes to replenish what hasn't been working well in my garden. These plants are a little bit bigger. It has been pretty dreary. I've had a couple subscribers mention that they were thinking that perhaps these were not getting a lot of sun here. I will say it's normally quite sunny, except we haven't had a lot of sun lately. It's been raining again. So just for anybody who thought that they might want to take a look at what I've been up to here, this is it. I think it looks pretty sharp. What do you think? Should I move this red leaf basil here to the end and move the parsley, which is a lower plant, here in the middle? Aesthetically, I think probably I should do that. I mean, you guys will have to let me know what your thoughts are, but I feel like we had a really great month. We had lots of company. We were able to eat meals that weren't repetitive, besides for that last week when we had a bunch of burgers in a row. But even when you get tired of something, if your pantry is stocked with all kinds of other things, you can just eat different things and you don't have to worry about going back to more of that same old thing. Let me know what you think. If you've not subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would do so. It will help me. Thanks, everybody.